So let's get started. So let's start by bringing our awareness to the body, to how we are seated in meditation. So we keep our feet flat and our back straight. Try to avoid slouching or leaning. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open. Hands are in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching against the body. We scan through the body and just release any places of unnecessary tension, trying to relax into a stable, comfortable, upright position. And try to feel as though you withdraw your attention from the world around you. No need to send out your awareness to contact external objects. Just containing your awareness to the body and mind. Letting go also of anything that arises in the mind, thoughts of the past or the future, trying to concentrate the mind just on the present moment. And you can use the physical sensation of the air as it passes into and back out of the tip of the nostril as a way of anchoring that awareness. Just breathing naturally and normally and trying to notice as quickly as possible when anything other than that sensation is arising in the mind, and gently, without judgment or frustration, lifting your awareness from that distraction and placing it back and trying to hold it gently to the breath. and then generate an altruistic motivation for your time, thinking about the kindness of all other sentient beings, your interdependence on them and them with you, and wanting to repay their kindness by developing your own good qualities, reducing and ultimately eliminating the tendencies and habits that give rise to suffering for oneself and others. Then today we'll look at the third noble truth, true cessation. So we can start by thinking about the nature of the mind itself. At its most essential, the mind is simply that which is clear and knowing, that which possesses clarity and awareness. And clear only means that the mind lacks shape or form, color, any kind of concrete material characteristic. An awareness or knowing indicates that the mind can generate a representation of a phenomenon when directed toward it through one of the bodily sense consciousnesses or the mental sense consciousness or a combination of the two. But when we think of our mind, we mainly think of the level of our mind that we have most access to, the coarse level of our waking, engaged minds, the level of our personality, our preferences, our dislikes, our skills, things we struggle with. We tend to think that is what or who I truly am. So we first will try to think about how much broader the mind is than just that coarse level of the mind. The mind goes to much subtler and deeper levels. Perhaps you've had moments in meditation where the mind felt connected to that deeper, subtler core of the mind. Where you've heard teachings on the beginningless and endless continuity of the mind and the continuity of the mind from the very coarse to the very subtle. But try now to analyze in whatever way you can how much more expansive the mind is than just the part of the mind that we use to engage with the outside world. And if you get a sense of that, then just hold your mind in that recognition. perhaps the most important implication of the mind at its most basic, simply being clarity and awareness, is that the parts of the mind that give rise to our suffering and can motivate us to cause suffering for others are not an essential aspect of the mind. These disturbing emotions are empowered by a fundamental misunderstanding, an actively occurring misknowing of the nature of things. So these disturbing states are dependent arisings. They come together due to certain empowering causes and conditions. If those causes and conditions are eliminated, then those results will also be eliminated. So, if we can succeed in replacing this misapprehension with wisdom and insight, then that fundamental root that gives rise to the diversity of afflicted states will be removed from the mind, and every afflicted state will vanish. And the Buddha taught very clearly that this is entirely possible given time and effort. That it is only time and effort directed toward proper study, proper meditation, that separates us from the enlightened beings. So, through your confidence in the Buddha as an unmistaken guide, and also through your own direct experience in having seen how, by putting into practice whatever antidotes you've been able to some small degree, practice, you have seen at least some small reduction in the afflicted states, at least momentarily. And if there can be a small momentary reduction, then that reduction can grow and eventually those afflicted states can be completely eliminated. So try now to focus on this reality that all of the afflicted states that I have struggled with are entirely removable, and that process is within my grasp, my control. Try to analyze in this way and come to a firm conclusion about the truth of cessation. Hold your mind in that conclusion. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And then we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation, the energy that you put into actualizing that motivation. Think may that positive energy serve as a cause and condition to actualize true cessation, to result in my enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception, and may it ripen in whatever way is beneficial for sentient beings, up to and including their enlightenment. And by having practiced in this way, may any obstacles to the Guru's long life be completely pacified. May I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care of the enlightened beings, be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve the state of enlightenment. Thank you.